Hello everyone, and welcome to a video on how to draft and publish a blog on the CDAS website. This is really aimed at authors and editors and people in the club who are really keen at adding content to the website. So a previous video will have shown you how to log in and change all your credentials, and this will then take you to the main dashboard scene, which is where you do all the editing and creation. You can change the colors of that within your profile, but what we want to be doing today is looking at posts. So the first thing to talk about probably is just how we organize posts, and posts are organized by a series of categories. So we have about 9 active categories that we use, and I'll just run through them. Catch data we use for annual reporting. Catch news, Fred caught a £5 salmon. Club news, such as, fly tying event next Tuesday. Any committee business meetings. Any blogs on fly tying. How to improve fishing technique. Any latest news. Any blogs or stories about the riverbank and ecology. And any wider fishing news, such as any announcements from the Welsh Government, etc. You can have multiple selections, so one blog may cover multiple things, and you can select them as you come to draft the blog. But the important thing about categories is it helps us put the right blog on the right page, and we'll see that later. Can I ask, please don't create any new categories without speaking to myself. Just so we end up with a nice crisp short list. So those are the categories. We'll see how we add a category to a blog in a second. But first of all, we want to go to a new blog. So we'll go to old posts and we'll click right at the top left, add new. And we're going to write a new blog about how to tie a blood knot. So we'll wait for the new page to load. This is an opportunity time to think about what you're going to write, what pictures, what images. And what you start off with is a nice simple click and type area. We're going to start off by adding a title. So you click on add a title and we'll just type tie in a blood knot, and then we can then go over here to this plus button and add lots of things. So we might want to add some new paragraph, an image, or a YouTube link, and there's about 100 of these that you can kind of add in, but these are the main ones that we'll use. So we might start off by adding an image. So we want to do media library. These are the images which are already uploaded onto our website that we can reuse again, but you can always have a new image from another website or upload one that you have on your computer. So we're going to go to media library, and then we can scroll down and pick one that we think matches what we need. So there's a nice box of flies. So we'll select that one, go down to the bottom right and press select. And then with these grey bars, we can reduce the size of it, perhaps down to about that kind of size. Perhaps write a caption. Box of flies. And then we can again go back to this plus, and we can this time add some text. So we're going to add a paragraph. So I'm going to steal the text from a Wikipedia page. So I can select that, go back to my post, right click, paste. I suppose in this case you would have written your own text. And we can then look towards arranging that. So perhaps I can align it so it looks nice. And in this case, I'm going to finish it off by adding a little video. So I'm going to add another block, in this case a YouTube video. And I go to the video that I'm interested in. Again, copy the address of that, go back to our site, paste in the URL, and then hit embed. And that is your basic blog. Now if we go to the right and hit documents, you can start to see some information about what we've just done. And we can also click on documents, and we can then start to add the categories. So the categories may be rolled up, just click it and it will unroll it. And perhaps in this one, we're interested in fly tying. The next thing we want to do is set the featured image. So the featured image is the nice picture that appears on the website that attracts people to it, and also at the banner at the top. So we select featured image. Again, that will take us to a media library. I can select the image that I want. Go set featured image. So I can then, if I'm happy with that, I can go back right to the top and I can initially preview it. Takes a few seconds to load. And again, that featured image forms the background, and then I've got the material there. So if I'm happy with that, I can just, it opens up as a separate window, so I can close that and I can hit publish. So first time I hit publish, it says, "Are you sure?" And it gives us a couple of options, whether it's public or not, whether it's immediate, or whether you want to publish it at some later date, and any tags. So because we use categories, we probably don't need any further tags. So we can hit publish. Now, if I go back to the dashboard, which I can go by going all the way to the right and clicking the big W, that will take me to my list of posts. As you can see, I've got a new one called tying a blood knot. Now I can either go in and edit it again, perhaps I've done a spelling mistake, or I can just edit the metadata associated with it in the quick edit. So we'll hit the quick edit. And most of this is stuff which we probably don't need to change. But useful here is I can change the author to someone else registered on the club. Perhaps you're writing it for someone else. And then also I can change its status to either pending or draft. Perhaps you haven't finished it, or perhaps you'd like a colleague to look at it first. So we're going to keep it on publish, and then we can update. And then I can then go to the website, and I can either look in news and blogs. I'll scroll down, we've got some ones that are pinned to the top, and then this is a new one on tying a blood knot. So I can read that in a bit more detail. And there we have it. And I can even start to play the video. So there we have. So hopefully that concludes everything you need to know about drafting and publishing a blog on the CDAS website. As always, if there's any help or information that you need, please contact me on cdaswebsite100@gmail.com. Thanks very much and happy blogging.